G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part 12 of my Beginner's Primal Strike Elementalist playthrough. And this is going to be the first dedicated farming video because we want to step into Ultimate rather than going through all of Elite. And we need to fix a few things before we can do that. Most notably, poison acid resistance and, everything except fire, honestly. So, the way we're going to do this is by replacing these rings. Now, I've just hit level 60 on this character, and at level 60 there is a higher level version of the rings available, and also higher level versions of the affixes. Now, what I want is harmonious Gollus rings of alacrity, or harmonious Gollus rings of some sort of other type of resistance. Of squalls would be great for another lightning proc. Of mending or renewal or some sort of regeneration. Maybe the Drangle would also be great. But this one's alright. This one's kind of not. We need to get more resistances. And the easiest way to do that is to replace these two kind of semi-garbo rings with some better ones. The other thing we could do is we could go and farm Port Valbury for the +1 Shaman belt. If I just do a quick search here for Shaman, we should see, Chains of Brandis, Vitality converted to Lightning. Don't really care so much about that, but it comes with Chaos Resist, it comes with +1 skills in Shaman, and it can have both a prefix and a suffix, whereas the crafted belts cannot. However, the downside is that Watcher Brandis is kind of at the back of Port Valbury, and it's a decent run to get to him, and he's not guaranteed to drop it. So while this is an option, it's not a great option. The other thing we could do is ditch some of these purple items. The rune plates of Ignifar here, they're good for Chaos Res, but going into Ultimate, I don't need Chaos Res until Act 3, and the second half of Act 3. So I could quite happily replace these pants with something that has more resistances. So it's time to do some Hidden Path, and we're going to farm Drieg and Soleil. I'm going to ignore the actual quest itself past that point, because I don't care about the Bismeal pants. They're pet related. They're no good for this build. And I'm going to do the Hidden Path in Ultimate and get all of the actual quest rewards in one go. So Soleil and Drieg. Drieg has regeneration. Actually, let's just bring it up here. Drieg. So the Drieg Sec Pants at level 60. Get some OA, get some regeneration, vitality resistance as standard, stun resistance as standard, and then you get a prefix and a suffix as well. And then obviously you have the Soleil Pants, which come with attack damage converted to health, Aether and Bleeding, and freeze resistance. Either of these would be great if I could get good prefix or suffix or both. That would be fine. As far as MIs for the chest, I would probably be looking at the Flesh Warped, I think it's like Flesh Warped Breastplate, is it? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, Flesh Warped Plate Mail, 060 version, level 50. So we'd be losing a bit of armor, and then at 70 there's another one, so maybe I end up keeping this one, although having said that, that fire resistance is both massive and also completely unnecessary. So that's the plan. We're going to go farming for Gollus and for the Hidden Path, and we will see kind of what happens. So, we're back into the game, and like I mentioned at the start, this is going to be a farming episode. There will be no progress made on the actual story, on the campaign. Progressing the character, there will probably be some level ups, because, I can't farm Gollus without getting XP from all the bugs that are going to kill themselves on me on the way past. But first, we are going to go and do the Hidden Path. Now, I'm pretty sure I have enough dynamite, and I don't think I need scrap for this one. I do have scrap. Yeah. So I need dynamite to get into the first area, and I think it's 2. It might be 1 or 3, but it's just outside the gate here, so it doesn't matter. We'll come back in with it. So we are still on Veteran for doing this. I could go to Elite, I guess, and do this, but honestly, there's no point. Okay, so running up the side here, you want to come to this house here that you may remember from way back in episode 1, where we came here for Hevel's Greatsword. From there, head out the front door and down this unmarked path on your map. We're going to come over here, and it is 2 dynamite. Beautiful. Now, if you're coming in here with less than maxed out poison resistances, leave, and don't come back until they're maxed out, because everything in here dies and leaves poison on the floor. Everything in here spits poison at you. The boss will spit poison at you, will have his little floating eyeballs, shoots poisonous spines at you. You need poison resist for this section. And your goal is basically just hug the left side here. Come up here, and when you see this pile of rocks, get ready for the boss, because he's just on the other side of it. You can kind of see him at the top corner of the screen there. That is the Guardian of Dreeg. Just make sure you kind of clear the area out first. And then we're going to go and slap him around a little bit. Now, don't forget to bring out the whirly boys, throw some thermite mines under his feet, and he should go down very, very quickly. The ornate strongbox at the back here, don't forget to pop that. Can get some good stuff in there. Probably won't, but you can. Alright, so that's a gun. That's a necromancer relic. That's actually not a bad thing. So that necrosis is a skill that you will cast on them. They take vitality damage, but the everything resistance shredding on it is actually pretty good. So, Dreeg leg guards. Now, the armor on this is not that much lower than the rune plates. The affixes on it, however, are absolute pants. They are just no good. This lore note will give you secrets or hints as to where to go next. I want to say, was it this one or is it another one? I think it's another one where they capitalize certain words. It might be the one that leads you to the temple. Either way, we've killed him, and I didn't really enjoy the loot. So we're going to head to the Broken Hills next. And we've got a little bit of a run here. Don't forget to keep your movement skill active. I probably will, because I'm terrible at remembering these things. But the faster you can move, the faster you're going to get there, and the faster you can find out that the loot's not going to be very good there either. So this is the fastest way that I've found to get there. You basically come along through here, around, and then he's going to be in here. Blazewing needs to die. It's got a star above its head. It is therefore evil and must be destroyed. The rest of these things, you can fight them or just run past them, whatever you prefer. And then just here you'll find this door. This will only open if you have this runestone in your inventory. If you don't have it in your inventory, the door won't open. Oops, I saw stars above their heads. So this section does a lot of lightning, a lot of chaos damage. Basically the damage types associated with that witch god. And for Soleil, that's going to be Chaos, Lightning, Fire. So, Guardian of Soleil here. He's going to put goop underneath your feet. So you can see there the ground is on fire. So once you've killed him, just run off to the side. Alright, Empowered Chest Guard of Perdition. That's a lot of armor. And it's okay resistances. It's kind of tempting, actually. We're here for pants, though. And these ones are... they're okay, actually. The resistant prefix is completely worthless on these, because that's going to be the cold and lightning, when what you really want is elemental. But then the vitality, aether, and bleeding is all good stuff. Armor value on them is not horrible, so I could quite happily put those on if it wasn't going to nuke my chaos res. I'm going to hang on to a bunch of these, and just see... you know, maybe if I put on, for example, the Chest Guard of Perdition, that's going to give me vitality and bleeding, so maybe that'll fix my bleeding, and then, you know, we can juggle stuff later. Alright. I don't actually need this one. because I'm not going to go and do the Bismeal section. So I'm going to leave that alone, and we're going to go kill Gollus. And then we will reset and do it again. And we'll see how long it takes to get a couple of good rings. I'm not 100% sold on needing to do this. You can go into Ultimate with uncapped resistances. It's just not a good idea. I have done it in the past, and Chaos and Aether are kind of... You can go in with not capped resistances, and as long as you drink an Aether potion before you fight Krieg, you'll be fine. Make sure your bleeding resist is fine with Krieg, because he does a lot of bleeding damage. That sort of thing. You just tailor your resistances to the boss you're fighting. But that does mean that you need to know exactly what the bosses you're fighting do, exactly what the monsters in the area you are in are capable of, and you have to make sure you have those resistances covered. So, okay, you don't need Chaos resistance for all of Act 1, but what if you happen to run into a champion or a hero or a lead or whatever you want to call them, and it happens to be, I think it's Tainted, or Chaos Enchanted for you Diablo players. Well, now you need Chaos resistance, and you have a massive hole there because you've been tailoring your resistances to make up for the fact that you can't cap everything. So there is things to worry about from taking that approach, and you really have to be careful if you're doing it, especially if you're doing it on hardcore. You really have to be careful that you are not going to get yourself killed out of nowhere because you accidentally didn't read what the monster was doing that you were fighting. Alright, where are you, Gollus? Give me a good ring and I'll stop beating you. Alright, Tempest of the Aether. I'm pretty sure is useless. Resistances on that are not great. Will, however, take the Scourge Relic. Beat down these two because they're made out of reputation and XP and stuff. And now we do it again. And like I said, this whole episode, it's probably going to be an hour to an hour and a half long. It's all going to be farming stuff. So if that's not what you're into, run away now. And if it is what you're into, then welcome. Right. So, Driegsect, let's go. This is one of the few characters that I've made where Driegsect is actually something that I'm considering using. Because it's a regen-based character and not hugely focused on lifesteal, I don't really care if I have Soleil or Drieg. Most characters, Soleil is just better, and there's not really much point even looking at the Drieg stuff. But for this character, either would be fine. And yeah, maybe even Drieg might be better. You can see the poison on the floor there, really doing work on the health bar. Well, the poison combined with whatever else I was being hit with there. And yeah, we are definitely getting levels here. Which is fine, I like levels. Mystic of Thorns, not great. Juggernaut is actually pretty good. And the Falcon's Claw is actually not bad. It's, I mean, you can see it's nowhere near as good as the Corvin Storm Halberd, but it's not bad. So what do we get? Mystic of Thorns. I'm actually going to leave that one. It doesn't have any resistances aside from Vitality, and that comes as standard with these pants. So I'm not interested in those ones. Next up, we go to the Broken Hills. And unfortunately, this is just a really long run. And there's not a whole lot I can do about that. So all I can suggest is maybe skip this bit if you want to, but we'll see what happens. Would definitely be nice to have a skater for this section. Last time I was farming these pants, I actually used my level 100 skater Templar and had Fire's Might just on button 2, and you just hold button 2 down. And as soon as your previous little scoot was done, it would just automatically do another one. So you just hold button 2 and move your mouse around, and your character would follow it. It is definitely the best way to farm these bosses. I think I may have to start skipping these, because they are taking up time. Alright, so Guardian of Soleil, give me something juicy. Mystic of Nature's Bounty. Oh look, a necklace I don't want of the Grove. That is actually a lot of resistances, and it's some Chaos Res. So I'll hang on to those as well. I'm going to run out of room for pants here. That's alright. And we'll go get some rings. Now, with the rings, it doesn't have to be Harmonious of Alacrity. That's just kind of what I have in my head at the moment as something I want. If I happen to get something different that also has good resistances, that'll be fine as well. Harmonious is just the one that I like, and I've used it on several other builds. So Harmonious is going to be basically elemental and poison resistances, which is really good, but if you've got heaps of those and you need something else, then you need a different prefix. The yellow prefixes also are decent for resistances. If you're doing Impervious or, what's the other one? Stanching. Those are quite good for piercing and or bleeding resistances. So maybe Impervious of, I don't know, of something that has other resistances on it. Hey, it's a double rare. That'll sell nicely. There we go. Nice to be back into Grim Dawn after the PoE. Definitely nice to have that button that just says, hey, I'm standing next to an item, but I don't want to click on it. Just pick it up for me. And it works. Definitely missed that while I was playing PoE. Definitely also think I need to start skipping more of the hero type monsters, especially through this section, because they count as beasts, and I kind of don't want to have to mess with Chupacabra too early. Although I think I could probably just kill him. Alright, so we picked up this ring. Resistant is Pierce and Fire, I believe. And then I'm guessing the Hungering Rifts is going to be... Hang on, no, Pierce comes standard with the ring, which means Resistant is going to be the Fire. I don't know. But it's got good resistances on it. I'm going to keep that one. I might even use that one. Hang on, what's the other one? Yeah, so this is a straight up upgrade over the Resistant of the Eagle, so let's chuck that. Let's chuck that on. Do I have... Yep, Corpse Dust, ready to go. Beautiful. So we gained a bunch of regen there, actually. A massive 5 flat regen. That's not a big increase. But hey, the resistances is what I wanted, and resistances is definitely what I got. That's an offhand, that's a main hand. I won't be using either of them. This one also, in spite of not being a Gollus ring, so it's not as good, but if you have a look at those resistances, it's definitely not bad. And it does have some regeneration on it. Not to mention the lightning damage doesn't hurt. So I might actually end up using that. I probably won't, but it's a definite maybe. I'm just going to ditch the old ring, I don't want it. Widow's Sting obviously is a no. Getting that old double-click bug again. I think the switches in this mouse might be dying again. I've had it for quite a while. I'm going to have to replace them. Okay, back out to fight Dreeg. I'm going to get some good pants. What do I want on pants? Okay, again, I want resistances, but Formidable wouldn't be bad either, for a little bit of physical res. I know the next major patch that comes out is basically nerfing physical resistance a lot. And Formidable actually won't have physical resistance on it. So if you're watching this video, let's say in a month or two after it comes out, Formidable may be really bad for you. I think they've changed what's going to, or what it's going to change to, a couple of times now. So it might be something like 4 or 5% extra armor by the time you see this video. Just check what it does. You can check on Grim Tools, but just make sure you're not spending a ton of time farming an item that's no longer any good. Okay, that doesn't look great. Oblivion Relic also doesn't look great. Let's just get out of here first. And we'll have a look at what it does. Okay, Oblivion, obviously no, but I just like to look at them. So this is a spell you have to cast. And it's not horrible. The fumble and impaired aim is nice. Alright, aggressive is going to be your percentage offensive ability, and the arcane winds is going to be the rest of the stuff that's not standard, so a little bit of Aether Res. We can hang on to that. I don't think I'm going to end up using it, because this one just has more resistances, so probably not. I think one of the Soleil pants, I think, is at the moment the one I'm thinking about wearing, so we shall see. Also maybe worth looking for an Ascended Diadem. So my current helmet, the prefix there is just physical resistance, and then thunder is lightning damage. So actually my helmet is really not great. It might actually be worth farming one of those. I think the Ascended Diadem would still be okay for this character, although it's most likely, actually, where is it? Where is Grim Tools? Here it is. Let's just swap on over so you guys can see what I'm doing. Look at that, he can learn. Or he can be taught. Ascended Diadem here. Okay, so it's Mirror, and then, yeah, the offensive and defensive on Stormclaw's Pact. This one could be good to do as well. The only downside, of course, is Noviria Stormfire, who is the only boss who's kind of guaranteed to drop this. Yeah, she doesn't exist in my game. To get her, you have to choose to side with the Death's Vigil. And we sided with Kaiman's Chosen, so there is some bounty targets as well that you could do this for, but I mean, honestly, it's not great. Alright, hopefully the screen doesn't stay black for too long on the recording. It does kind of black out when you swap over. Oh, seems to come good. Alright, here we go. I know I said I need to stop hitting these guys with stars, but it's so hard. These guys count as Chthonians, right? Oh, well. They don't have stars on their heads anyway, so who cares? Alright, so Guardian of Soleil. Take him out. Don't forget to get out of the group. When you're farming him, don't stand in that when you're done, because you stop leeching and then you're dead. Aggressive of the Eagle, probably not going to use that one. And then the Myrmidon Visor, definitely not going to use that one. Elixir of the Hunt's pretty good, though. Right, so what do we got here? Aether and Bleeding, 22% each. Well, no. Aggressive is going to be the offensive ability, and then the Eagle is actually pretty good, being all stats. But, yeah, I'm here for resistances, as I said, so we're going to leave that one on the floor. Alright, we're off to see Gollus again. I'm going to get some good rings out of this thing if it kills me. And it might. Definitely might. Alright, we'll leave the ethereals alone. Let them keep their rotting fields. Alright, here we go. The This is quite the convoluted path I have to take here. Not a fan. There we go. Made that look easy. Definitely lucky with the spawns that time. Still getting XP. You can see it there on the XP bar. But even just trying to run past everything, they still manage to kill themselves just by hitting me. Okay, here we go. So here's Gollus again. There he goes. Liches of... well, Celerity is rubbish. It does literally nothing for me. Celerity being cast speed. What else have we got? Liches. Liches is, yeah. So it's going to be the poison and the vitality. And I guess some of that regen as well. Yeah, it's not great, but we'll chuck it in the pile. They're small, so we can keep a few of them. The rest of that can stay there. And we go again. I think I'll hang on to the all of the Gollus rings, just see how many runs of this I've actually done by the end of the episode. Oh no, the way is blocked. You shall not pass, or some such. That's right, we'll just go around. You may have to do this occasionally. I'm actually surprised it took, what, 4 runs to get to the point where I had to go around? Usually when I try to do a video coming here, it's blocked most of the time. Guess I was due for some luck. Would have been nice to have luck with the drops rather than the path being blocked, but hey. Beggars can't be choosers. Alright, let's try skipping all this. That's a lot of stuff to skip though. This may be a mistake. You know what? I'm going to use a crystal, and I'm going to take these guys out. Mage Storm of Thorns is not great. Anyway, let's get out of here. Probably should have been killing that stuff as I went. But I didn't, so I actually got to use an Aether Cluster. How about that? Alright, so Mage Storm of Thorns. Thorns is completely useless, and then the Mage Storm is lightning and Aether damage, and probably some of that other stuff as well. Looks like it's going to be a decent amount of the vitality resistance. Those pants are rubbish, they can stay on the floor. So once more, we start the run. And once more, elevated platforms are a massive pain in the backside. I can't do that yet. Okay, don't kill the beast, don't kill the beast, don't kill the beast. Don't get stuck on the tree. Alright, let's actually have a look at the beasts here. Where are they? There they are. We're already a quarter of the way through Hated. We haven't even started Ultimate. I really don't want to have to deal with Ultimate difficulty Kubrakabra when this character's at like level 70. I know I did say I'd just kill him, but yeah, I don't know about that. You guys just wait here, I'll be right back. And by be right back, what I mean is, see ya, suckers! Alright, what do we get? Blood Letters of Psyche, and a new gun. Okay. Go ahead and leave, and we'll have a look at that as well. You, I don't need. Okay, Blood Letters of Psyche. Blood Letters is going to be the Aether and Chaos, I think. Wait, no. Aether is standard, right? Yeah, Aether is standard, so Blood Letters is going to be the Chaos. And the Bleeding. They're not bad. They're not half bad at all. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with those. We'll have to, like I said, we'll have to do some juggling. And I definitely need to get more poison resistance, because we're going to lose 50% when we go to Ultimate. So you can check how much resistance you need very simply by importing your character into grimtools.com. Or you can just do some quick math and minus 50 off the top row and minus 25 off the bottom row, and that's what you'll have. Which means, at the moment, fire is fine. Cold is going to be 41% undercapped, so we'll be at 39% cold. Lightning, the same. Poison is going to be 22% undercapped, so we'll be at, what, 58%? So yeah, you can do quick maths. Or use a calculator if you have to, I don't know. I don't know how good your maths is. I should stop trying to do maths while I'm recording. It's really bad, because I'm going to get something wrong and the comments are going to be full of you guys going, actually... Alright, we've hit Honored with the Coven, so before we leave the game this time, I'm going to go and get the writ for them. Alright, where's my Gollus? There he is. Gollus the Deep Dweller is dead. Impenetrable of Alacrity. Okay, this could be good. Both of those affixes are yellow, which means they're magic, but look at all that pierce resistance, and attack speed is one of the things that I said at the start that I really want. So that would absolutely fix the piercing resist problem that I kind of don't really have, if I'm being honest. But the reason why I'm not 100% sold on using this immediately, it's very... How do I say this? It's very not good to have all of one resistance on one item. Because if I put this on, and then I balance all of the rest of my gear around having 70% pierce resist on one ring, then I can only replace this ring with either a complete rebalance of my entire gear set, or another ring that has 70% or more pierce resistance. So I don't love this ring, but it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Dread Rune legs, no. Dark Flame chest, also no. Let's bounce on over here to the Coven's Refuge. And get rid of some of these blues. We'll get rid of all of these blues. And we need to buy a writ. There we go. Alright, let's just double check that I didn't miss anything else going to Honored. Looking good, looking good. Yep, we've got them all. Okay. So the Cult of Drieg and Bismail are actually getting fairly close. Alright, exit to main menu. We go again. Actually, before we do that, let's just have a look here. Which one of these has got the most resistances? I think... Okay, normally I say that cold resistance doesn't exist as a thing, just ignore it, pretend it's not there, and you'll be good. But we do have this chest piece with a pile of fire resist, and these pants do have cold and lightning resist on them. So between them, they are basically elemental resistance. And then they also have bleeding aether and vitality. So if I do that, and then let's just take this ring, for instance, instead of the Rime Frost. Fire's fine. Cold's fine. Lightning's fine. Poison, it's probably fine. It's not capped, but it's 71%. It's not horrible. Pierce is no. Pierce is definitely bad. Bleeding is fine. Vitality will be 70... What's that, 71? Something like that. No, because it's 21% less. But then we're adding another 10, so it'll be 76. Eighth will be capped. Chaos is... Yeah, Chaos is not great. So I could actually go like this, exactly what I'm wearing right now. And then if I run into chaos, I'm in trouble because I'll have like 47% chaos res. But it might be okay. We can put some chaos res on the helmet, because I still do have that sanctified bone in here.
Safe storage, no questions asked.
So I've got a sanctified bone, that can go on the helmet, so that'll put us up above 60. I think this is enough. The other thing I could do being level 60 now is I could go into the Ancient Grove, and I could get the Prismatic Diamond, although that is going to need a ton of stuff crafted, and it's going to give Vitality resistance instead of Chaos. What else have we got that we could swap out? So this is just Elemental and Vitality. The reason I'm wearing this is it's a ton of armor, and basically no other reason. The boots, we almost need to keep these boots, whether we want them or not. Belt or Kaiman's badge, maybe. We could try crafting another couple of solar belts, or the level 50 version if I can buy it. Let's give that a shot.
Keep an eye on this.
Chuck that on there. So everything's capped for normal, that's fine. Let's head back to DC. Actually, I'm not going to melt those pants yet. I'm going to hang on to those just in case I want to put them back on. So losing +3 to Vindictive Flame and also Olzone's Wrath because of not having a Goalless Ring here is not great. So what I might do is I might keep going with these. I can probably get something decent. So if I can get an incorruptible Goalless Ring of I don't care what the suffix is, that could go here instead. So we'll give that a shot, see what we can come up with. Where are we? It's Homestead for the Shaman Belt. So let's see if we have enough reputation to buy the recipe for the Shaman Belt. Stairs. Stairs, how do they work? So we're in Honored now. Harvest Defender. There's the... that's 50? That's 50. Okay. So we can craft Solar Wasteguard now. This is going to use a ton of my crafting materials, isn't it? Solar Wasteguard. So we need 8 scrap per. So let's aim to make... let's make 4. 4 of those. And then we need... Shaman, not Shamana. Okay, Wasteguard is 50. Hang about. Bismeal, that's level 65. Might actually be better. Okay, Vigorous, no. Mending, well, I mean, that's a straight upgrade, right? Yeah, 58 regen, some health, and a better proc. It'd be rude not to. Let's see, what do you got? Consecrated, okay. Consecrated does have some vitality resistance. Less regen, but that's probably fine. What's our last one? Of Decay. Well, that's no. That is definitely a no. Consecrated. Do we take the vitality res? That would open up a ring slot for a component. Though having said that, Corpse Dust is still good in spite of the lack of need for vitality res. We could take Vigorous as well, so it's going to be health. We did get 4% Aether res as the crafting bonus there, which is not bad. I think we just take the straight upgrade though, and keep trying for rings. And probably pants as well. What do we have actually otherwise for pants? So this is a bit less bleeding. bit less Aether, but it's got Chaos. If I put that on, that's fine. That's very close to cap. That's actually going to be 41% over because we'll put the this thing back on. I still need more piercing. Bleeding will be fine. Vitality will be 1% under cap, so that's fine. Aether will be capped. I think these pants are actually the way to go. If I could get... I would like to use the Dreeg Sect's pants because they have the regen, but also I'm thinking, where is it? Health regeneration percentage. Where's the percentage? Healing increase. I know the percentages all kind of add up. I just want to see how much I have. I don't think it's going to show me though, as pet stuff. So healing increase is not here. Is it on physique here? No. What do we got? No percentages here at all, actually. Alright, that's fine. I would like to use the regen pants, but I also kind of think the lifesteal pants might actually be better. So if we just use those, this is more Aether, more Chaos. We'll be short on Elemental there. I think we go with this. And then if I can get another ring with some piercing on it. How's that for resistances? That is actually a lot of resistances. I'm going to keep that. I'll make another scaled hide for... Actually, no, I won't. I shouldn't have done that, but it's done now. Keep the add-on there. And I don't have dynamite for that either. Lovely. Alright. I'll hang on to that for now. I'm going to say these pants are fine. I need to get, I think, either Harmonious or Impenetrable on a ring. Actually, if we take this off. Eugh. Piercing's going to be a problem in Act 2. What can we put on rings? I don't think there's anything with piercing resist. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, what do we got? That's regen, that's stats, that's going to be cold res and health, energy, is no offensive, that's just elemental stuff, and that doesn't go in rings, right? No, it was the... Yeah, okay, so we can't actually get piercing resist on here. But you know what we can do? We can... Coven. Alright, we'll go to the Coven first. With us having Honored, we will have access to some augments. So there may be some augments that have resistances that we now have access to. These obviously too high a level. But if we can find... Let's actually just do a search for resist here. There's some bleeding resist you can have on your rings and amulets. There's some... no. That's actually not too bad now I'm looking at it, but it's a weapon thing. So we got bleeding from Coven. Who else have we got honored with? Cult of Soleil, really? Okay. I guess I did do the entire act. These are going to be level 90, aren't they? Oh no, 65. None of them have resistances, though. And all of this is level 90. Okay, so that's out. Homestead and Kaiman's. They're both going to be in Homestead. I think the Kaiman's are going to have either fire or lightning res, which is not horrible.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Alright, what do we got here? So this is rings, lightning resistance. Chaos resistance on rings, okay, now we're talking. Fire and lightning resistance on rings. And this one is just flat elemental. Okay. And it also comes with lightning damage. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. We'll just take one for now. And we'll have a look at what else we can use. Not you.
Come see what's left of my wares.
So, Homestead, we have got pierce resistance. Okay. Two-handed weapons. Not okay. And that means, yeah, this is 8% for... Chaos res, that's weapons. Alright, I'm gonna buy it, and we'll just leave it in the pile. See what else is available. Black Legion. Okay, well they live here as well, so that'll be fine. Devil's Crossing doesn't like me. The Legion doesn't believe in resistances. They're all about killing stuff. Yeah, none of that's any good. We're not going to get to Revered anytime soon. And, oh, these would be good, though. 20% pierce resistance. Oh, it's weapons again. Why is it always weapons? Okay. Well, that's no good. So we can use this to get a little bit of pierce res. We'll still be 40% under cap in Ultimate. But that might be kind of okay. Maybe we can find an impervious ring. What does Incorruptible give me? Just, let me flick on over here. If I change this to Incorruptible as a prefix, and then we go to level 50, looking at Poison, Aether, and Chaos. Can I get Pierce Resistance? Hang on, there we go. Can I get Pierce Resistance as a suffix? Yes, but only on rares. And I don't think any of these are really things that I want. Chances of getting a double rare, not great. Let's actually... No, let's not. I think we go and we kill Golos a few more times. And then we may just have to go with what I've got here. What is the suffix on that? Destruction. So that's elemental and the fire strike stuff. And obviously fire and lightning damage. Really good for the purifier. Alright. Where's my bug hole? Never remember exactly where it's limited to. I know it's sort of around this area. That's right. The other thing I might want to do is I could go and check Devil's Crossing. And if they have any pierce resistance type jewelry augments, I think they have. They definitely have some jewelry augments. I'm just not sure what resistances they have. But if they have pierce resistance, I might maybe go for a run of 3 dozen through Crunley's Lair. Could be an idea. It's always been interesting to me that the Devil's Crossing faction does not care how many ethereals you destroy. They're only interested in killing Crunley's boys. Which is really surprising to me. Alright, Liches of Celerity. Well, we already know that's rubbish. Alright, main menu. Let's go again. I think we're going to leave the pants for now. Already got decent pants. The other thing is, there are other slots, right? Boots are really hard to find because there's no MI boots. And I mean, like, at all. If we swap back over to here. And we just do a search for all the green boots. You can craft boots, sure, but these are all faction. It's all faction stuff. And a couple of low-level crafted things. So Boots are kind of hard to find, which means they're not something you can go farm. Gloves are similar. There's a couple of crafted gloves, but they're all low or max level kind of things. So they're much harder to get as well. So gloves and boots are not something you can farm. I could, I guess, find a shoulder MI that it might be worth farming. Let's have a look. What do I need on that? Vitality, Elemental, Piercing. Let's just swap over here so you guys can watch what I'm doing. So we got rare, we got items. Let's see if there's any with Primal. You know what? Do a search for lightning damage. So Ascended Pauldrons, Raging Tempest is something that would be good to get. And it does drop from Thoraxteria, which if we click on the map thing here, it'll take us to the map and it'll show that Thoraxteria, I'm pretty sure, is a bounty target, so we would need to get the bounty. And she lives in a bunch of different places all around this area. So 5 different locations in the Crown Hill area. But even then, doesn't have a 100% chance to drop. It's not a purple name here. So, but Ascended Pauldrons could be good. It does have piercing resistance coming as standard. So if I could just get any affix with elemental resist on it, it could be good. That's level 40. Where's next level for these is going to be 55. So the armor is quite low compared to what I already have. But it could be one to check out. At 65, we do get faction items for the expansion factions, so that could be good as well. The skills on this, I don't care, and the resistance is base. Well, not base, this is the resistances you get. The faction items, you don't get prefixes and suffixes on these, you buy them as they are. So that's not particularly good. This is all too high level. So it is looking like the Ascended Pauldrons may be the best bet. So maybe I go see if I can get Thoraxteria's bounty, and then we just go for a few runs through Malmouth. Could be an idea. Let's chuck that in the pile. I think I already had a Liches of Celerity, didn't I? Yeah, I've got 2 of them now. Alright, let's see if I can get the bounty. Why not? Something different to do. Alright, bounty table. Take a look. What do we got? Okay, taken children, next bounty. Creation of Sanctuary. I'm going to accept that, just because I know that Sanctuary is... Actually, I think I still have that, don't I? I made Equilibrium. Sanctuary is one of the very early relics that it's very easy to make and not super expensive. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to get the Reputation. Let's have a look at the next one. Nope. Ethereal Regurgitators, nope. Spellbreakers, no. Yep, we're out of bounties. So I'll have to check that next time I come in here. However, what else we got in terms of places we can go? I think these are all just random spawn Ascended Mages. But these Myrmidons and Spellbreakers, they live around certain places in Malmouth. And one of those places is just here at the Outskirts Rift. So there's a couple of different groups here. So one place, here we go. We can kill a few of these. They are sometimes up the top of these stairs as well, there they are. And you can also find them just outside here in this building right here. Okay, didn't find too many of them there. Then we can bounce over to the Crown Hill. And there's a heap of them in this building here. And they do live other places as well. But since we're sort of trying to farm them, you want to go to places where there's a lot of them. These guys are mostly the wrong type. There we go. Impenetrable of prowess. +3 to Wendigo totem, so that's actually the wrong base type. However, it's also not the wrong base type. Actually, no, it is, because I wanted the pierce resistance, didn't I? But impenetrable means pierce resist is covered. These are very good for what I want. So, resistance is sorted, I think. Let's see, that's capped, that's capped. That's not quite capped, but it's very close. Piercing is 1% off cap, so if I put that silk swatch back on, it's capped. Same deal with bleeding, so actually I don't need that silk swatch. Vitality... Ooh, vitality's not great. Eighth is capped. Chaos is capped. And I don't have huge amounts of overcap on anything, so I would be well under on vitality. No, I won't. I'll just put a couple of... Yeah, no, we're good, we're good. What do we have here? Pierce, and that's elemental, so I don't need either of those. However, what I can do, I'm going to kill Gollus a few more times, because I do want the MI. But I can get a couple of soul shards. Go 2 of those. One can just go straight on there. And that's almost capped, but I can take the other corpse dust off and put a soul shard on, and then we're capped on everything, and we can quite happily go into ultimate difficulty. So keep item, put you on there, and there we go. More than 50%, more than 50%, more than 50%. Yeah, not quite. Actually, it seems I lied. Run speed is not capped. I could take that Mark of the Traveler off and put on another Antivenom Salve. That would cap poison. I could also take the Consecrated Wrappings off and do the same thing. I would probably do this, honestly. That's going to be capped. Do I want to keep this? Probably should. 25 over cap, 25 over cap, 25 over cap. Yep. So, where can I get 20... Where can I get poison? You know what? Keep the item. Let's go see if I have another anti-venom salve or if I have to craft it. I have a feeling I have one. Yep. Booyah. Alright, we are capped. Everything is capped in ultimate difficulty. We are good to go. The other thing to think about as well when you're looking at resistances is, do any of your skills give you resistances? Now, Demo, I don't think has resistances anywhere in here, but I know Shaman does down here on Oakskin. That's Pierce and Aether. So, I mean, that's a few percentage on both. It also gives armor, which is really, really good. So I could definitely be convinced to put some points into Oakskin coming up here. But let's go kill Gollus a few more times. I do want to use a Gollus ring if I can. That may be something that I don't get to do though. It's 6 skill points. It's the equivalent of 3 level ups. So I definitely want to use it. It may not really be possible though. I was also looking at the helmet back on. I was looking at the helmet, thinking about replacing that too. Those same mages that I just got those shoulders from, if I could get that same drop with the other base, then that would be better. Oh, here we go. I think I just ran straight past that. Too busy waffling. That's not the door I want. Yeah, but that that MI helmet, the Ascended Diadem, I think it is. If we get one of those as well, would definitely help. Offensive and defensive ability are never bad to have more of. So that could definitely be a thing. In fact, I'll have a look where exactly they drop here in a second. Okay, here's my good friend Gollus. Absolutely melting. Resolute of the Cabal. Alright, let's have a look at that. Life Bloom, Oakskin, and Tenacity of the Boar. So Oakskin is obviously this one. Tenacity of the Boar, where are you? That one there. So for Savagery. Not amazing. Alright, Resolute of the Cabal, Poison and Pierce resist. Not great. We'll put that aside. I do want to have a look at the helmets here. Let me just click on over so you guys can see what's going on. And let's just do a search for Ascended. So for Diadem here, Ludia, I think Ludia is a bounty target. Okay, so from memory they were Outcast and Outcast and Black Legion bounties. Let's go head out here and just see if they are there. Can I even get bounties from the Outcast is the question. Don't think she's going to love me enough to give me bounties. Bounty table. Okay, we definitely can. Okay. Okay, Ethereal Witch. Okay, this one is good. This one is good. Alright. This is actually in the area that I wanted as well. Beautiful. Alright. So, Rotting Croplands. And then the bounty itself is up here. How lucky was that? It was one of the ones I was looking for. Almost never get the bounty you want. You usually have to exit the menu 2 or 3 times and go through the entire bounty table to get it. So that was super lucky. Alright, so we've already done Gollus. We can come over here now. Now there are going to be mages of the type that have the helmet over here as well. And if I see any, I will kill them. I'm probably going to walk past a ton of them because I'm not really paying attention. Busy waffling. Enemy hero. Who do we get reputation with? Oh, the Outcast. Yeah, that makes sense. Ethereals. Alright, so there's definitely mages in this little section here. And I'm also looking for Constantaria. Here she is. So there's Corrupted and no helmet, unfortunately. Let's have a quick look around. Make sure I didn't miss any mages. There we go, here's another one. Camladris. There we go. Dominator's Ascended Diadem. Now the question is that what I want? It's probably, I mean, no. Dominators is pet related, but Formidable is not hugely better. So I've still got the 5% physical resistance. I would lose a little bit of Elemental and would gain some Vitality. What is it I'm trying to gain here? Nothing, really. Alright, so I'm definitely going to lose armor. However, +3 to Stormcaller's Pact, and the offensive and defensive is kind of hard to say no to. Still have some lightning damage, which honestly I don't care. How much would I be losing? 7% elemental. It'd be exactly at the cap if I put this on. Done. Okay. go and get my my bone off of it. My sanctified bone. Keep the add-on. Boom, there we go. So this is obviously more of a druid item, having those bonuses to mirror, but it still works just fine for this character as well. And I just happened to get a prefix with physical resistance as the first drop, so that's pretty good. Now armor obviously is going to take a hit from that. I don't know that it's a great idea to do it this way, but it is what it is. We could maybe consider putting some more points into Blast Shield here. I'll do that in the beginning of the next episode. I'm going to go and kill Golos a few more times off camera, but we're already over an hour here, so I'm going to call this the end of the episode. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.